It's green for go. They're racing. He says go. He says ta-da. And Tiger Tara rolls away from them on the home turn. Here comes another big foil over. Equine athleticism at its best. The king is in the castle once more. This is in one race. The rest are almost in another postcode. She is a star with a capital S. It's going to be a triple treat. A miracle three-peat. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed history here at Menangle. What about that? It's getting right up on the sprint lane and it's going to bolt in.
Hello and welcome back to the Menangle Angle. My name's Jessica Watkins and joining me here is our General Manager for Racing, David Wonson. Wano, a big 10-race card set to get underway on Saturday night. Of course, it features the semi-finals of the Breeders' Challenge for the 2-year-olds. There's also a 4-year-old Mares Prelude and, of course, the open class event, the Kevin Robinson Free-for-All. It really shapes up to be a great night of racing.
Yeah, look, it's amazing. I really like this time of year. All these young horses, even more so this year, the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds have just been outstanding. We've been seeing some times that you just wouldn't believe. And Hollywood Strip's one of those that's just been running 50s and looks like he's jogging them. It really does. Even the 3-year-olds here the other day in the second round heats, mind you, went 150.1 and 150.2. The boys and the mares went 151. So, yeah, it's amazing the breed at the moment. And there's some really good clashes. It's just not 1 or 2 in these semi-finals. There's 3 or 4 chances in all the semi-finals. It's fantastic race and it'll be really exciting to watch.
And of course, with the Kevin Robinson Free-for-All, there's going to be a large representation from the Robinson family on track, and it's always a great night where we get to see them and catch up with them as well.
Well, with the harness racing fraternity here, no one that's more joyous or in a happy mood than Chris when he comes down. He goes and sees everyone and says hello. As we know, he had great success as a trainer-driver himself. His father, Kevin Robinson's a legend of the club. But they get the family, and usually with these events, there's 10 of them. I think there's 20 or maybe more.
I think there's 22 coming.
22 of the Robinson clan coming. So that'll be great. They'll be up there in the grandstand enjoying the night and watching a tribute to their dad, which amazingly, what a great race it is this year too. They could do anything in this race time-wise. It was supposed to be really good weather, and there's a lot of good horses in that race with a lot of good form. So, yeah, very excited.
Well, a big show coming up today. We're going to be speaking with 2 guests. The first one being Robbie Morris, who has a very strong book of drives this Saturday night. And then we're also going to speak with Ashleigh Delosa, who, of course, tasted Group 1 success or double of Group 1 success last year on Breeders' Challenge final night. And again, coming into these Breeders' Challenge semi-finals, she has a very strong representation with her book of drives as well. So plenty to get through. Let's get stuck straight into it. Well, last week we had Josh Gallagher joining us from just across the road at Lucky Lodge, and today we have Robert Morris. Robbie, how are you this week?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Morning, Mr. Morris. Good to have you on the show. It's a pretty big week coming up, or pretty big few weeks with these Breeders' Challenge. Mate, real quick question, Robbie. Have you ever seen the 2-year-olds go quicker?
No, it's getting pretty scary now how fast these 2-year-olds are going. Like the girls are going out of this world, and the boys are getting faster all the time. And obviously, every year, you can clearly see the breed getting better and better. But it's getting pretty scary, and obviously as they evolve and the breed gets better and better, we're getting to a point with how fast can they go, it's really hard, and it's hard to be competitive because they are going so fast. So it's great for the sport, but sometimes, the horseman comes out in mere touch and worries that they're going too fast, at such young ages, but that's part of it, I suppose.
Yeah, and look, Jess, that you just got to look through the breeding, but look at the American breeding as well, that the big guru, Sweet Lou, is the gun in America at the moment. They're all here as well, all the Sweet Lou's. And then you start to talk about your Art Majors and your Better's Delights and Captain Treacherous Horse. They're all broodmares now. Like, they're producing these broodmares. So the breed's amazing. It's American speeds, but they're doing it sometimes effortlessly, these 50s and 51s. You can see there's still something up the sleeve. But we'll get through Robbie's drives. big night this week. As I said, the next 3 weeks, Robbie, massive racing with all these 2-year-old, 3-year-old Breeders' Challenge, and the free-for-alls aren't to be dismissed as well. But we go to your first race, and one of your favourite horses, Pete said so, in one of his favourite barriers out wide. Back in the 95, it'll be a hard race to win, but it's a nice race. So some of these horses are in good form.
Yeah, look, the 95 grade, obviously it's a step below the free-for-all, but they're just going just as quick most of the time. And seeing you ever so kindly always having preferential draw NR, it doesn't really change much if Pete said so's luck. He just draws out in the car park.
Got to talk to racing manager, don't we?
And it's going to have to be probably tempo related for him once again. Probably 2300 suits him a little better. Hopefully there's a few sparks early and gets a bit of genuine tempo throughout the middle.
Race 2, you're partnering the Alex Ouchen trained I'm Rockin' It. He's resuming from a spell here, and he had a very strong trial behind Kingmaker. He finished second there by 19 metres. How did he feel in that trial?
Yeah, he felt really good. Alex and Alana do a really good job with their team. I was a little bit torn, obviously. I had Double Fear and I'm Rockin' It. I probably just went with the better draw. That's really the only thing that split him. Look, he's going to probably need the run first up, but he's close to the rail. If he can get a good soft trip, and there's some really classy horses in this. For an up to 80, it's a really strong 80. So I'd be looking for them. They'll probably run a bit of time in this as well. So the rail's going to be vital, and hopefully I can get him in a forward spot, not too far away.
Well, you talk about a really good up to 80. The free-for-all definitely doesn't lack anything, considering all the main players are down in Victoria at the moment, but this is some sort of field here for a Kevin Robinson free-for-all. The Robinson family will be here in their numbers. They love coming out for their father's race. Mate, you've got Classic Mission, and I've got to say, there's probably not many better 99s in Australia at the moment, the way that horse is going. Classic Mission is absolutely flying for DJ, but God, this is a good race, Robbie.
Yeah, it's always good to pick up one for the great man. We don't often get the chance to pair up together, but he's got this horse low flying, and there's a few variables around this race, and it's obviously it's a pretty tricky line across the board. So there'll be a bit going on early, but happy to get the drive on Classic Mission. He's flying, and I'm sure he'll put his right foot forward.
Well, just talking about the race, its speed, this is going to be interesting, this first 200, isn't it? You've got Horn Player come out of the one. Rip definitely doesn't lack anything in gate speed, and his run was really good, Jess.
He's been racing in incredible
He sort of
form.
went back behind the horse, parked, and come again, and nearly got Jeff on the line. And hi, my name is Jeff, as we know how good he is here over the mile. I just had a look at the tote odds. He's $2.20. Normally in a race, a normal free-for-all, you'd be $1.30, $1.40. That's how open this race is, and you got a horse out there wide too. Oliver Dan was pretty unlucky, I think, in the Len Smith mile, run into a wheel halfway up the straight, so can be estimated.
The first...
Yeah. Sorry?
Go, Robbie.
No, it's a really tricky race. Obviously, I touched on Rip, you and Jess. I thought it was terrific, and I think Byrne had the right idea last week, but it wouldn't surprise me if he sort of got to be in his bonnet after last week, after being disappointed for a run and tried to take him all the way, because he was super unlucky, Rip. So there's a lot of variables that go into it, that's for sure.
The first of our Breeders' Challenge semi-finals is for the 2-year-old fillies. You've come up with Barrier 1 aboard Perfect Delight for your wife, Kerry Ann. And this filly, she's incredibly bred, Robbie. She's a full sister to Antonia, and you'd have to think the barrier draw is a big advantage for her. Yeah,
definitely. We were lucky enough to purchase her only sort of 6 or 8 weeks ago. Michael Borg bought her for us, and she's a lovely horse. Obviously, we bought her with broodmare in mind, but I think she'll keep getting better as the years progress, and I think she'll be a really nice 3-year-old. The draw helps us a hell of a lot, but like we've touched on, these 2-year-old fillies are unbelievable, but we've been really pleased with her. She had a first taste of Menangle, obviously, a fortnight ago, and she ran a really creditable third, so I was really pleased with that. The draw helps her a lot, so lucky enough to get her, and I think whatever she does this prep, she'll be far better for next prep, but hopefully we can fill a top 5 spot and get her in that final.
I'd love to see you come out of the helicopter too just before the race. I think that'd be sensational. Michael, I think it's all right. He's got a horse in at Kembla Grange and he's booked in the helicopter to land just before the races. So, yeah, that'll be a sight to see, especially if Robbie hopped out. And maybe Archie.
Well,
I said to Borgie. Yeah. I said to Borgie, I'm quite happy to get in the helicopter when we're winning. Not so happy to get into it if we're getting beat.
Well, you are a winning Gallops owner this week, Robbie, so you never know. Maybe you will be getting out of your own helicopter.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to. With my small little hair in his tail, I don't think I'll be buying maybe a toy helicopter.
Very good. Race 5, Pappy Rocks. Got that good Barry timbered. Had to. It's an ODM. Once again, nice filly from the Troy Prima barn. Trialled here yesterday and trialled pretty good yesterday, but, God, once again, another strong race, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really strong race. I had great Troy Prima on the phone this morning. I'm trying to tell him the OD is actually a good spot for her, but as most people know, me and Troy have a very much so love-hate relationship, and he just likes to disagree with everything I say. And as his
do
words,
that with a smile, though. That's what he'd be doing.
His words this morning: if she goes good, it'll be great training effort. If she doesn't go good, it'll be my fault. And that's pretty well how our relationship goes for the most of the time. He's got one horse-itis, Troy. He's very, very particular.
I love it.
Race 6 is the 2-year-old Colts and Gelding semi-final one. You have Between Decks, which is the first emergency. So I'll move across to the second semi-final for the boys. And Lochinvar Marcello, he's a horse that I know you have a bit of an opinion of. He's drawn barrier 4 here. How do you rate his chances?
Yeah, obviously, this is a cracking Colts field, and I think he's getting better all the time. He obviously stepped out to Menangle for the first time a fortnight ago, and I think he went 52-1 himself or something. So I was really impressed with that. Probably change a bit of gear on him too. He's always raced with a bit of pulling equipment on because he could overdo things early, but now he's getting to Menangle and they're going 50s and 51s. I don't think there's much time to be pulling. So I think he's a horse with a bright future. Obviously, I really like Lochinvar Leader, his stablemate, and obviously owned by Kevin Gordon as well. But unfortunately, he went by the wayside, just a few little growing issues. So he's gone out to the paddock. But Marcelo will fill the void really good. And, he's going to need a little bit of luck. But once again, if he can fill that top 5 spot, he's in that rich final.
Presently, you don't have and I always say that, presently you don't have a drive in 8 or 9. But we'll go to the last. So someone's put you in the last race. You could have had an early night, but someone's had to throw that trotting race as in as race 10. Interesting here. You're down for a couple. But number 4, Hot to Trot from the Troy Williams barn, and Troy's stables going amazingly well at the moment. Trialled all right. What way are you going here?
I'm going to go with Hot to Trot. He's owned by a good core ownership group that have been really good to Troy, so I'm going to stick with him. His trials have been really good, just can do a few things wrong, so we're going to have to be mindful of that and get him into a good rhythm early, but I think he'll run a cheeky race. Would have preferred it to see it being a mile, and I would have preferred it to see it an hour earlier on the timesheet, but good work, Bono. I'm really happy for you.
He's going to have a lot of fans, Bono, on Saturday night come race 10.
People aren't used to our 11 o'clock finishes. We haven't had it for 12 months and they're back. They're going to be, really happy. Really, really happy. But, there's a couple of good trotters in that race too, Jess. Familiar tricks. Well, it's Picket Fences and Sheepweb Weaver won the Cup here the other day. Courage Stride finished second in that race. So it's by no means an easy race and there's a lot of form in it. So interesting race to finish it off.
Robbie, who would you say is your best chance of the night?
Oh, I'm very fortunate. I've obviously got a lot of nice drives. Probably no standouts for me, but I'm looking forward to getting behind Perfect Delight again. I think she's a filly with a nice future. Might not be this prep, but probably Perfect Delight.
Perfect Delight. Very good. Well, Robbie, it's been great to speak with you today. Thank you for joining us and best of luck to yourself and all your connections this Saturday night at Club Menangle.
Appreciate you having me. Thanks, guys.
I'll see you in the racing work group very soon.
Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Well, our second guest on today's edition of the Menangle Angle is Ashleigh Delosa. Ash, how are you this Thursday?
Hey, Jess. Well, thank you.
Morning, Ash. Wonno here.
Hey, Wonno.
A great program coming up for the next few weeks here at Menangle with the Breeders' Challenge Series. And you've got some really good drives coming up throughout the series. But isn't it amazing, some of the depth we've got in this younger racing coming through?
Yeah, it's great. Can't wait for the series. But, no, it's good to see all the young drivers getting a go.
Of course, last year you claimed your first Group 1 driving victory on the Breeders' Challenge final night, and then you went on to make it a Group 1 driving double on the very same night when you won with both Sugar Pie Honey and also Golly G Fellas. What does that race night mean to you?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot, especially after last year. Good of Ricky to give me a go with these young horses, and no, really grateful and can't wait for the series.
Yeah, amazing night, and it was an amazing year for you last year as well. You know, with the Eureka Drive, and you're just going ahead and leaps and bounds. And I know you're a very sought after concession driver, and just a very sought after driver, Ash. And you mentioned also that a lot of the young ones are getting a go. We'll go to the first race, I think, and there's about 4 concessions in that race. There's yourself, James Locke, Seaton Grimer, Zara Fitzpatrick, all of them making great waves. You've got double act in the first here for Harry Martin. Was good on Monday. Tuesday, wasn't it, Jess? Tuesday. We just raced Tuesday.
Yeah.
In a very, very strong race. Comes back into barrier 4 for this race. How do you think double act will go in the first?
Yeah, he wasn't disappointing at all. They went, they went 50, and they've been going pretty quick mile rates for him. He's drawn well. I think he's always comes out pretty well, and I think he'll be nice and handy early, and he'll definitely be in the top 5 again.
In race 2, your partner, the Scott Hewitt-trained Mickey Be Quick, who we saw take out the Waratah final last Saturday night. He made it 4 wins from his past 6 starts. You must have been pretty happy when you got the call to take the drive on this runner.
Yeah, I thought he was super. Last week he was quite impressive, I thought. I've driven him once and he really impressed me as well. He flew home down the outside and was the quickest horse to get home. And, yeah, I think looking at the field, he hopefully should be able to find the front, and I think he'd be hard to beat again.
Oh, nice. Mickey Be Quick. He's going to be quick.
Confidence.
Well, you're talking about decent draws in the first couple. You didn't get one in race 3, although he's a mighty horse. Oliver Dan for Emma Stewart. He found a wheel. He was, dare I say, he was bolting in the Len Smith Mile, which is pretty hard to say considering they went 147.5. But he looked like he had something to offer when he got a wheel halfway up the straight. Ash, hard race, but the horse, how is he?
Yeah, he does have a bad barrier there. But, yeah, like you said, he was absolutely bolting in Len Smith, and we were just very unlucky to run up the back of them there. But I think he really thrived off racing at Menangle, and, I'm not sure how to drive him yet, but I'm sure I'll talk to Emma and Clayton, and he has gone that 48 here before, so I'm sure he'll be there.
Well, you talk about his best... Actually, some of his best runs have been at Menangle, and he won the Stock 8, I think, last year as well, and he's gone the 48. So I think there'll be some early speed in this race when you go through it with horn player Rip. Hi, my name is Jeff, just to mention a few. There'll be an early burn. Yeah,
definitely. It looks a lot of speed there, and it's lucky for us. We don't have a lot of gate speed, so if we could slot him somewhere early and they just go silly, he's definitely fast enough to run over the top of them, I think.
In the first of the Breeders' Challenge semi-finals for the 2-year-old fillies, you're partnering the Trevor Monday-trained I Am Ravishing. She's a half-sister to Captain Ravishing, and she broke her maiden last start up there at Bathurst, drawn barrier 7. What do you make of her chances?
Yeah, she seems to be going really well since joining Trev's stable. And she probably is up a little bit in class. There's some really good fillies there, and she hasn't drawn the greatest. But, I think she's definitely a chance at running top 5 if she gets the right trip.
Hey, Ash, we give you a bit of a spell so you can go and enjoy some of those pies and sausage rolls in the driver's room that we give out for free. I know Robbie loves them. And I do see Chris Geary getting into a few of them when he's in between drives there as well. So we'll go through to race 8 when your next... No, race 6. Have I missed?
Ash has a training engagement there in race 6.
Oh, I knew that.
The 2-year-old colts and geldings semi-final.
Why are you driving it? I'm going through the drives here. What do you put Chris on for? You should be driving it.
I don't want to drive him, to be honest.
Oh, the ones you train, you don't want to be driving.
Pretty much to drive them, yeah.
Too much pressure from the trainer.
Well, okay, he's not.
Well,
Well, he's not going to get any pies and sausage rolls in race 6. You can, while you're watching the race. But we'll go to that race now. Classic Chip. You've got a big opinion of this horse, though. I know it's a really, really strong race, but you do have a good opinion of this horse, don't you?
yeah, we do. He's definitely our best horse. He's shown a lot at home and a lot even at the races. He's only had 3 starts and they've all been against some pretty nice colts and geldings. So, he does come into a hard field, but hopefully we have been burning off the gate. I don't know what Chris wants to do, but it'd be good to use him for his speed points and just see how he gets home.
We'll talk to him and see what he wants to do.
Doesn't matter what I say.
I'm sure it does.
No, he does whatever he wants.
We then head across to race 8.
Well, now we go to race 8. Yeah,
now
we go to race 8.
And Tishan Raider, another runner from the Harry Martin stable. He's come up with barrier 8 here, and although he finished 4th last start, it was a very strong effort for him after having to sit outside the leader.
Yeah, he really impressed me last start. I know he can do it tough, but he probably likes to be up there. Doesn't like coming back from the field. So, no, he really impressed me last start. Had to do it tough and they went 51. So, I don't think it's that hard of a race for him. He probably just head forward again and see how he goes.
Yeah, just go forward. Race 9.
Just launch.
Just launch. Absolutely.
Why not?
Go to the front and prove your position. Race 9, though. At the moment, on Harness Web, there's no drivers declared for Luxa Turner or Golly G Fellas. Is that because you get the choice? Or,
no.
Or Ricky's going to delegate?
Well, he's just hopeless to putting drivers on. He hadn't even put drivers on for today.
If the stewards didn't notice, he's just copped a couple of $50 fines
stewards
now.
aren't listening to the podcast.
Good.
Well,
deserves it. So he should be putting them on.
Every time he goes around.
Well, let's do an
$50.
exclusive. Who's on? Who are you driving? This is
we can get the
exclusive.
scoop here.
Nah, I would definitely stay on Golly G Fellas. Ricky drives the other one, so.
Okay. Well, it's probably going to be the same way because this is a prelude, the way it works, Jess. It's a prelude. These 7 horses get first preference into the final next week, but other eligible horses then can come in and fill the other 3 positions if they're eligible. So that's the way it works. These horses will get preference, though, through to the final, which means you've got Luxa Turner and Golly G Fellas in the final from the stable there, Ash. And maybe they can reverse the barrier draws for you next time.
Yeah, well, that would be good because Ricky said he's not handing up. So I said, well, it's fine if I draw better. I'm not handing up. And he didn't really like that.
Love
he
it.
didn't like that.
Yeah.
A bit of friendly stablemate competition. Very good.
Yeah. No, there's always a bit of banter there. No, Ricky obviously doesn't like to hand up. But it's obviously a very small field, and I think they're both the best mares in it, and it'll be a good battle.
They were both very impressive last Saturday night, weren't they? Of course, Luxa Turner took out the Frith Stakes. Golly G Fellas then won a bit later on in the card, and they both went 150 and change. So it really shapes up for a great contest in this prelude and then heading into the final the week after, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They're both really great mares, and like I said, they both went 50, and they both had to do it different. I think they're both versatile. Golly G Fellas was pretty lazy, but she still did it easy enough. And Luxa Turner's probably just had that bit more racing, though. Golly G Fellas hasn't raced overly too much, and she still likes to switch on and off. But no, it's definitely going to be a good race.
Well, I like Golly G Fellas because it was Wano's best bet in the race book, wasn't it, Jess? Golly gee, fellas, and only because Ash was driving it. So hopefully all the viewers in the race book and all our podcast friends heard of Golly gee, fellas winning last week. I think she'll go extremely close this week as well.
Ash, of your book of drives, who would you say is your best chance?
Oh, that's a good question.
The one Chris Geary's driving.
Yeah, maybe I should just put the pressure on him.
Give it up and say, no, the one I'm training.
I think I said book of drives.
I might go with Scott Hewitt.
Mickey Be Quick. Yeah, he was good last week.
Yeah.
Scott's got a good opinion of it too.
Yeah, and he's Scotty's team's going really well. So yeah, I'm going to go with him.
Mickey Be Quick, race 2 there, number 6. Ash, it's been great to have you on the Menangle. Thank you for joining us, and best of luck to yourself and all connections this Saturday night here at Club Menangle.
Thanks heaps for having me on, guys.
Thanks, Ash. Talk to you soon.
Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Best Bets segment, Wano. Tell me, who's your top chance this Saturday night?
Well, we've just heard all the form guide come from Robbie, and we've heard the form guide come from Ash. And I'm going against Ash a little bit. Sorry, Ash. I'm going Luxa Turner as my best bet. She's the best rated mare in the race. She is a genuine free-for-all mare. She's a 114 rater. She's in barrier 6. The next best rated is an 83, which is Lava Recious. Golly gee, fellas is a 77, which goes really good. Golly gee, fellas. She got a good career ahead of her. But after last week's run, I think Luxa Turner's back, and she's my best bet.
Well, she's actually my next best, so my second best bet of the night, Luxa Turner as well, so we agree there. But my best bet comes up in race 7, number 3, Hollywood Strip, and this is a very competitive semi-final for the 2-year-old colts and geldings here, but I've really liked this horse since his debut run down there at Wagga, and he's come up with barrier 3, which is definitely an advantage on some of his key rivals here. We saw what he did going 150 flat here last time out, equaling the Australasian 2-year-old colts and geldings record, and I think he'll be too strong to beat in that. So I've gone Hollywood Strip as my best. As I just mentioned there as well, my next best is Luxa Turner. Who's your next best, Wano?
Well, you just mentioned, though, the Hollywood Strip race, like a competitive semi-final. That's worthy of a final, that race.
Absolutely.
And most years that would be the final. But it's amazing that the depth that we've got in the Breeders' Challenge with these 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds. So, but yeah, my next best is race 4. So it's a semi-final of the 2-year-old filly. So you've got to be a brave person as with the depth we've got in these races. So I'm going for Arc C, number 3. Sam Hewitt is making a mark for himself. He's got a couple of nice fillies and a couple of nice colts. And he's got Will Rickson. I know Will Rickson's got a massive opinion of this filly. There is some really good form in the race. One more reason we know about her. I Wish is undefeated. We heard Robbie talking highly of Perfect Delight. But Arc C, I think, might be one out of the box. Come second in the Protostar up at Albion Park earlier in the season. Come back with a dominant win in a heat of the Breeders' Challenge. So next best, number 3, Arc C.
Who's your value play?
Yeah, once again, really hard. Like, there's so much depth in these races. So I'm just going to go, let's get it over and done with in race 1, number 5, Donegal Luther. Well, I don't know if it'll be double figure odds, but it's been starting. It started 20 to 1 2 starts ago, started at 6, 7 to 1 last start. If it's $6 or $7 again, Donegal Luther, it's going really good. Sat parked and finished 3rd last week in a good race. So Donegal Luther for Amanda Turnbull, race 1, number 5, each way.
My value play is also a Bathurst runner, but this is race 3, number 3, Rip for Bernie Hewitt. I just think his last few starts he has been so impressive, and I think he's knocking on the door to add another Club Menangle win to the resume, and I think he certainly gets the barrier draw to do it there, drawn 3. Of course, Dom Toretto's an emergency there, drawn in 1, so if he is taken out of the event, he moves into barrier 2 there, and I think that will suit him Gamble responsibly. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. Well, Wano, we've come to the end of another edition of the Menangle Angle. It's been great to speak with you today. It's also been great to catch up with both Robbie and also Ash. And really, Breeders' Challenge time is such a fantastic time of the year, and I can't wait for these semi-finals to kick off this Saturday night.
Yeah, and it's really important to the industry to see this, the Breeders' Challenge. These great horses going around for really, really good prize money, $25,000 semis into $150,000 finals. It's just amazing prize money. Amazing depth in the races. Looking forward to the next couple of weeks where we'll have the next round. The 3-year-olds will go around, strut their stuff next week, and then we're into the final night. And I just want to say, Jess, I did my homework and look at all my highlighted stuff on sheets, right? I was like marking stuff and I actually studied for this show and I still got it wrong. So, sorry, Ash, missing, I think it was Classic Chip in race 6. But it just shows, it goes to show, maybe I just better not study. I used to wing it at school, so I'll just wing it here, I think. So hopefully Chris can do the job with Classic Chip and prove me wrong.
Wano, it's always great to have you on the Menangle Angle. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you again next Thursday from wherever you listen to your podcasts.